Hello guys, and welcome back to another video from myself. This time we're going to be looking at all of the aliens, the ones that are currently in the game, and a cheeky one that's not quite in, but we do know quite a bit about as well. We're currently staring into the face of a unknown alien that is in the asset map. A little bit of information, it seems to be a flyer, and it reminds me of the Overlord from StarCraft, but we're not really going to get into this one today. We're just going to show him off because you cannot take control of him in the asset map, unfortunately. But we are going to go have a look at those aliens. Guys, if you enjoy the content I put out, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell notification button below, and join me on the Sunday this week for some Silica Sundays, where we're going to be getting into some community games with everyone in a 36-player servers. And we get to have a blast and just play some games for the night. So without further ado, we're going to go and have a look at the aliens. By the way, this is the big boy. So this is the one that was flying. The one I mentioned just a second ago. Looks a bit like an Overlord from StarCraft. And there's other things here as well. You've probably seen this in other videos, but this is an ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missile. Apparently, it's from the dev on stream with Dead Wizard. For some questions, apparently this is actually going to be utilized by almost like a super weapon. So we'll probably end up seeing this thing in action eventually. And if you haven't seen this before, it's actually the old harvester. So if you haven't seen the old harvester, this is it. So before it was changed into the current harvester, you cannot use it. It doesn't function. It has noises, and that's about it really. And behind me are the other aircraft as well. We'll just quickly have a look over them so you guys can see what the other aircraft look like. I moved them out of the way because they will attack the aliens, but this is all about aliens in this one. So we're going to be jumping over to the big alien boys. So, going to bring up the overlays so you guys can see what I'm looking at. And we're going to be starting off with the harvester unit straight away. And that is the shrimp. So, the shrimp's got a very basic function. And it is the harvester unit, just like the harvester of humans, except for this one, more like the Zerg from StarCraft, goes to a resource point, aka biotics. Now, I don't think there's any biotics actually on this asset map. Let's just have a look quickly. So there is actually biotics, but it looks like it's actually currently underground. I think this is it here actually. So this is meant to be the biotics right here. Unfortunately. Oh no, I can gain access to it. So you don't actually see it, but you can see these orbs appearing on the shrimp, and I am actually gaining material. Once I'm full up with that material, I'll drop it off at a biocache. Now, I don't have one built. I can quickly spawn one in, though, so you guys can see what it does. That's a nest, by the way. That is the main building for the aliens. I'm going to drop off a biocache quickly. There we go. I'm going to take control of the shrimp once again, and you literally just sit on it. And you can see like little pustule orbs appearing on the biocache, and that basically gives the aliens their resources for building, for spawning, etc, etc. So that is the shrimp. Pretty easy unit. We'll have a look at his health pool as well. So let's bring up his health pool. So what health pool are we looking at here? So 300 health, so actually more than any of the humans. So the scouts start at 100 HP, the riflemen 150. So the shrimp have quite a bit of health. However, they are very easy to take down with ranged weapons. The next alien we're going to be looking at is the crab. You start off as the crabby boy if you come into the first person mode and you've got a commander online. 600 HP, so quite a bit of HP, but again very weak against ranged weapons. So quite a fast unit. Used mainly for scouting. You can literally jump around quite quickly as well. Use the momentum that's built behind you to do so. It has 2 attacks. So it has its chompy bite. So it's a bite attack, and also has its claw attack. But it also has another hidden ability as well. So it can actually go and dig underground. And it can go into a type of ambush. So you can actually see it there. You can see like remnants of where it's been dug from, and it will come back out if you just press the space bar. And there it is again. There's your crab. So we're going to get crab back in position because we've got another crab to have a look at here. So this is the horned crab. So it's pretty much the same as the normal crab. It's just a tiny bit bigger. Claw attack, chompy bite attack, 900 HP, buries underground also. So it's just a bit more of an armored version of the normal crab. Similar speed, similar jump as well. So that is your crabby boys. jumping into the next one, which has actually been spun around. It is the Impaler. So the Impaler is a ranged unit mainly. It's not actually. Oh god, the the rhyme for it is literally above its head, so far up. So less health than the horned crab. Same health as the crab itself. It is a ranged unit by nature. It does have a melee attack, which uses its kind of like scorpion tail to use for melee. We're actually going to shoot a shrimp with this. So we've got his ranged attack, which is rapid fire. It's got no cooldown and no overload. So you could literally just fire indefinitely with this boy. And as you can see, let's see how much one shot does against this shrimp. So 30 damage per shot. Very good at anti-infantry. And as you can see, it's quite a slender looking unit. You could probably get yourself behind some rocks and arc your shots over the top of the rocks there. For example, I'm pretty much behind this rock in a nice bit of undercover. You just see the tail poking up, and it can open fire straight over the top of it. So this unit can be used in very strategic positions where you can get like rocks to your advantage, and you can shoot down on enemies, shoot on incoming infantry and things like that, really. So got its uses. Big tail that points straight over the top of rocks. So we're getting into my personal favorite cheeky alien, and this is the Hunter. The Hunter is just such a funny looking boy. He jogs around. He's quite quick on the gas. He's got 4,500 HP. You start off with one at every alien game, so you get one Hunter to start off with. And this boy is your harassment unit. He runs in. You got your whip attack, which is your secondary technically. Gonna whip this shrimp to death. There you go. So quite a lot of damage dealt. I don't want to go over there, so I don't want to take any damage. Gonna whip this Behemoth. So it does about 700 damage, just below. It has a chomp attack as well, so it can actually bite. And it's quite a quick boy. Mainly used for taking down bunkers. If you want to stop a quick expansion from the humans, and good for harassing any humans that are trying to take hold of harvesters, any scouting buggies. You kind of want to play it safe with buggies though, because they can get away from the Hunter. The buggies are faster than the Hunter technically, but the Hunter is a formidable unit to be going up against in the early game. Later game, you don't really see Hunters that much, but definitely my personal favorite. I do like harassing other players with this boy at the very start of every game if you play as alien. Heading over to the next unit, we have got the Behemoth, one of my favorite looking units for the aliens in the game. Such a menacing looking unit. Looks like it's got a giant carapace on the back. That is his weak spot, by the way. We'll go over weak spots in a second, but this is the big boy. He comes with God, the sun is in my eyes. He comes with a total of 10,000 HP. Taking control of him, he's quite a slow unit, so he's not very quick. He does have a jump function. Very strong melee, by the way. He's got these massive claws that he can just claw at the enemies with, so we're going to actually hit the Hunter here with these claws and see how much damage it'll do. So, 2,000 HP with a single hit. And it does have a secondary, well, I say its primary ability, is it shoots out these wasps from its hive. So we're going to actually deploy them now. And as you can see, they're actually going off and going to go hit something. I have no idea what they're going to go hit. Probably that old harvester and such. But that is what it does. It's very good against infantry. The ranged attack, not so good against vehicles. But we are going to get into the anti-tank version of this unit, which is right next door. And that is going to be the Scorpion. So, the Scorpion, the bread and butter to anti-tanking and anti-vehicle for the aliens. So this boy, very similar to the Impaler, has a tail. We're going to check his HP quickly. So his HP pool is 12,000. It has a tail, so again, getting yourself tucked in behind rocks and utilizing your tail from over the top of rocks there. So we're going to get into an angle where we can just see his tail poking over. So the tail is just poking over. It's quite nice angled armor as well, so it can deflect some rounds incoming, and it shoots these almost like shells, like tiny shells that do explode on contact, which makes it very good for taking down vehicles. Very, very good indeed. We're going to shoot the Hunter. We'll shoot the Behemoth to see how much damage it does. So just under 250 per shot. And you can see there's some ricochets off the armor of this of this alien, funny enough. But if you do get a direct hit, for example, we hit him in the back here, where he is weakest, we deal quite a bit more damage. So its secondary attack is a big claw attack, very good for damaging buildings, taking down other infantrymen and tanks and such. Very, very strong unit, and it's probably one of the most units in the game for the alien race. for going against tanks and other stronger vehicles from the humans. So that is the Scorpion. Jumping over to, I mean, everyone knows this big boy. We've got the Goliath, an absolute tank of a unit. Loads of health. What are we looking at here? 50,000 HP. So this is the alien equivalent. Well, I wouldn't say to the siege tank, because apparently there is going to be another unit that will take over the biggest unit for the alien, and that will be the Titan. Apparently it's going to be the size of a building, so definitely look out for that. That's already confirmed by the dev Martin, aka Dram. So this is the Goliath. He's quite a slow boy, doesn't move very far whatsoever. He has his main attack, which is a big stompy claw attack, and his secondary is his roly-poly, as everyone loves to call it. Does cheeky roly-poly, and that can crush vehicles in its wake as well. We're actually going to go and try and see how much damage we can do with the roly-poly against the Scorpion. So we're going to go roly-poly on the Scorpion. It doesn't seem like I've done that much, but it does indeed annihilate vehicles if you roll into them, as well as infantrymen as well. I think its claw attack is quite strong as well, especially for taking out everything else. I mean, yeah, I almost KO'd that Scorpion with a single hit. So that is the Goliath. There's not much more to say about it, really. He's just a big boy, you know? He is your endgame unit at the moment for the aliens. He is the biggest of boys. He's the great sieger of buildings and taking down heavy vehicles. So that is him. Now, we are going to be jumping over to a special unit that is technically in the game. It's been deactivated for what it can do. Dram, aka Marin, aka the big dead boy, is currently working on it. But it is a fully functional unit. It does move. It has its own, you know, it has its own audio. It has its own attack styles. It does certain things, right? Okay, so this is the Queen. So the Queen coming in rocking at 30,000 HP. So not as bad as the Goliath, but still quite a lot of HP. So his attack styles, we'll go and hit the Goliath for this one. So we're going to go and hit him with a whip. So what we're looking at there, just under 4,000 health dealt, and then we're going to do his the whip attack, which is around about the same. So what it's actually designed to do is the Queen is meant to be your commanding hive unit. Wait, what? Hold up. What? Okay. Right, I think that's meant to be deactivated. I don't know how I've managed to do that, but it... Okay, so the Queen is meant to interface with the nest, and it's meant to nest in the nest. And I managed to do it. Okay, so it is glitching out though. So like I said, it's not actually fully in the game yet, but I have actually nested in there. So, from the design point of Dram, so the Queen is meant to nest in its own nest. And that's how you start building buildings as the alien race. You can still produce like units and stuff. And then if you were, for example, to start losing your base and starting to get like taken down by the humans or whatnot, you can actually leave your nest and go and found a new nest. So you can use your Queen to go and build a new nest elsewhere on the map. However, your old nest will be deactivated until you do get a new nest up, because they do kind of interlink through an underground network system, being like a hive type alien race. So yeah, that is the Queen basically. And if you lose your Queen, apparently you would lose the total ability for command structure. So a little bit different to like the humans. The humans commander is literally the HQ. You lose the HQ, you lose the ability to build. With the aliens, you lose the Queen, you lose the ability to pretty much do anything. Pretty much how it's planned apparently. It may change. I mean, it is all in concept at the moment here, and this has pretty much been confirmed by Dram that the Queen will be coming, and you can see the basics are there, like interfacing with the nest, and going from there basically. But as you can see, it's not in working order. The Queen is just on a mad one at the moment. It's meant to be interfaced with the nest there and allow for commanding of the alien forces. Well, that was a pretty quick and easy video. Like I said, the aliens don't have as much as the humans technically, but there are going to be a lot of insane looking aliens coming to the game very, very soon. Like I said about the Titan being like a building tool, it's meant to be the equivalent to the siege tank for the humans. You've got the Queen here, which is pretty much in the game. It just needs sorting out, and it will be the command and construction unit to making nests and getting the aliens like on board with doing everything. Any questions below, just leave it in the comments. I'll try and get back to you. Other guys can also get back to you as well. And yeah, I mean, if you haven't already seen the aircraft, I suggest you go and have a look at the Dead Wizards video on these aircrafts. They are assets that are usable in the game, but you cannot spawn them in real matches, not like the elite aircraft, which is, by the way, if you haven't seen it, that's the elite aircraft there for the humans, which you can spawn in an actual game. However, it is only functional as a fighter aircraft for the moment. But just the quick one, this aircraft is the bomber, so as you can see, it's dropping bombs. Whether this will go into the actual game or not is another question. Nice explosion effects, by the way. And the other aircraft as well, this is the fighter aircraft as well. It can shoot. As you can see there, and it also has like some sort of plasma missiles. This one is literally just a what seems to be, yeah, just an aircraft. It doesn't have any armaments or whatnot. And then this one over here seems to be like some sort of transport with no other armaments either. So guys, without further ado, I've pretty much gone over everything here that I need to. Any questions, or if you want anything else in another video, just leave them below. And yeah. I will see you in the next one. Peace from the Queen. Peace.